run a fintech startup, and we've had a fair share of a roller coaster ride over the last 2 years. There is never a dull moment in fintech. It's kind of obvious here, right? So I thought I'd share how we navigated through the tough times and maintained our sanity. When my co-founder Gaurav and I started working together, we realized that we have a few common core set of values, and empathy is on the top of that list. In fact, Gaurav embodies that a lot more than I do, and in some ways, I'm learning from him. My first lesson in empathy was many years ago when I was traveling in the northeastern part of India. We were coming back in a helicopter from one of the remotest locations, and midway, the helicopter developed an electric failure, and we had to make an emergency landing in the middle of nowhere. We could only see tall grass outside our window. And when I took out my BlackBerry, yeah, it was many years ago, I saw TM Bhutan written on that. And I realized we were in Bhutan. Literally without our passports, without our visa, we had trespassed international borders. And we saw some of the villagers gathered around us, and the helicopter crew tried to communicate with them. And we were scared that the villagers would be super upset with us because we spoiled their crop. And the villagers thought that we would be super scared because we survived a potentially life-threatening situation. And I don't know how it happened, but after some time, we found ourselves singing and clapping with them in a spontaneous expression of empathy, or maybe just the joy of being alive. We had to wait for the local district administrator to come up and sort the situation. And needless to say that over the next 2 days, we were treated like state guests and enjoyed the amazing hospitality of the lovely people of Bhutan. This was my first experience when we channeled empathy to convert a moment of fear and anxiety into delight. While building Kodo, I keep coming back to this thought, and our goal is to convert every moment of financial anxiety for our customers into delight. And we've been tested on that many times. One such situation was a couple of years ago when COVID struck for the first time. We had just launched 3 months ago, before COVID started, and things were as good as they could get. We had signed up some of the top startup customers, and our transaction volumes were more than doubling every month. And then suddenly everything came to a grinding halt. This was March 2020. As we went into the lockdown, the only spend management that our startup customers were doing was to not spend. There was a feeling of abject helplessness everywhere. And we remembered that our role is not just spend management, but anxiety alleviation. So we started talking to our customers to really understand them better and see if there was any way that we could serve them. And we realized the top thing on everybody's mind was, how do I make a sale now? How do I get revenue? Of course, we couldn't help them with our corporate card and spend management platform to increase their sales, but we could activate our community for them. We have an active Kodo Club benefits program where we offer deals and discounts on a number of products and services to our customers. We decided to open that up for everybody to offer a larger audience to our customers who list their products on that. We called it the Heartbeat campaign. This was not expected to generate any transaction volumes or revenue for us. It was done with the spirit of serving them in whatever way we could. We also started showcasing stories of our customers and their businesses on social media platform, and everybody loved them. This set a precedent in the culture of our company where we stay close to our customers and do whatever it takes to serve them and delight them, sometimes even going beyond our core value proposition for them. And 2.5 years later, those customers are still with us. Over the next few months, our business started growing rapidly, and we got into Y Combinator, and on the back of a strong traction and in transaction volumes. That was a turning point in our journey, and we ended up raising $14 million in equity capital. As we were riding high on the success of our fundraise, we were served another curveball. The regulator in India came up with a regulation where it was mandatory for two-factor authentication for recurring transactions. This means that if you subscribe for a service and the merchant tries to charge your card every month, you would have to approve it with an OTP every month going thereafter. Now, this was done with the right intention to protect small retail customers from large corporations who make it very hard to get out of subscriptions and keep charging the card every month. But it caused mayhem for startups and corporations who run a large part of their business on subscriptions. Imagine having to enter more than 30 OTPs every month to keep your subscriptions alive. Everybody in the cards and payments ecosystem in India was hoping and praying that the deadline for this would be extended once again, but RBI did not relent. So we made a list of all our customers who would be most impacted by this, and in addition to sending them email notifications, we decided to personally call them and tell them about what was about to happen and how to prepare for this. There were many customers, so we divided the list amongst all of us, including myself, and started calling the customers. When we spoke to them, we saw that everybody was super calm and they totally understood what was about to happen. They were delighted that we had the empathy to understand the pain that they were about to go through and proactively alert them about it and possibly offer a solution. Thankfully, they're all founders and they understand shit happens all the time. In addition to our customers as stakeholders, there's another important stakeholder that we as founders are responsible for, and that is our team. When we started Kodo, it was obvious that we'll all work from the same location. Everybody moved their homes close to the office, and that was a natural thing to do. But because of COVID, we were forced to work remotely, and in spite of not working from the same location, we were able to scale our business rapidly. We are fortunate to have early team members whom we could trust to execute amazingly well. However, beyond these early team members, not everybody we brought on board had the same level of commitment to excellence and drive to move things forward. Now, our culture is based on high trust and ownership. When some of the new people did not meet with these expectations, there was friction in the team. We didn't want to put in place processes to track everybody very closely and push them to achieve their goals, because that would be detrimental to the team members who were used to working with a lot more autonomy and thrived in that. So to help resolve this dilemma, we delved deeper to understand these team members better and figure out a solution. We realized that different people had different reasons. Some of them had temporary personal reasons that were holding back their best work, so we allowed them time and space to heal. For some, we realized that what we expected from them was different, or there was a gap in our expectation from what they thought we expected from them. We realized that remote communication is difficult and can cause barriers to empathy, since there are no body language cues to pick on. So we rely a lot on written communication now, so to make sure that everybody is on the same page and there is no ambiguity. And some people were just not cut out for the role they signed up for. And when we moved them to a different team, they were the star performer there. We as founders shifted our focus from seeing our team members as an extension of ourselves to get the job done, to someone for whose career growth we are responsible for. I must admit, we still have a long way to go to achieve this ideal to its full potential. And one of the reasons I'm sharing this here is to have a strong resolve to implement this more frequently and hold myself accountable for it. Because I strongly believe that in today's world, there will be multiple well-funded companies in every space. And the ones that will be most successful are those that can practice empathy for all their stakeholders and create a culture of service and delight in all parts of the business. Because funding comes in cycles. Someday you may have lots of money, a few months later you may run dry. But empathy creates a positive upward spiral that never dries out. Thank you.